narratives running at once. The messier it was, the more people stayed glued to their screens. Some longtime fans reflected on how stan culture had turned celebrity interactions into puzzles instead of relationships. They remembered when Nicki and Beyoncé had collaborated in the past, celebrating each other openly, performing together, and sharing candid moments that fans loved. The idea that those genuine connections had been replaced with suspicion built entirely on speculation made many people pause. But at the same time, the emotional investment of stan communities made it difficult for people to separate imagination from reality. When two icons are involved, the excitement often overshadows logic. Still, the rumor cycle didn't slow down. Even after multiple users pointed out inconsistencies and reminded everyone that none of the claims had evidence, the theories continued. Someone would find an old clip, add a dramatic caption, and the cycle would revive again. One moment, people were talking about Nicki's music. The next, they were dissecting Beyoncé's tour visuals. Someone else would mention that both women had been focused on their projects and families, and within minutes people would twist those statements into more theories. It was like the internet was determined to keep the storyline alive, even when it had nowhere left to go. What added another layer to the entire situation was how deeply fans projected their own feelings onto the celebrities they followed. Some saw Nicki as someone who always spoke her mind, so they assumed every ambiguous post meant she was hinting at something bigger. Others saw Beyoncé as someone who moved with quiet intention, so they interpreted her silence as strategic. Neither interpretation came from verified information, but fans weren't looking for facts, they were looking for meaning. And meaning is easy to invent when millions of eyes are searching for it at the same time. The tension also revealed how quickly people forget context online. Old clips got pulled out without dates, statements from 10 years ago were treated like they were current, and unrelated interviews were stitched together to form a narrative that had never existed. This selective memory turned harmless moments into dramatic scenes. A smile became an insult. A pose became a symbol. A lyric became a declaration. Soon, it wasn't about what the artist said, it was about what the audience felt like they said. In the middle of all this digital noise, some creators tried to bring perspective back. They reminded viewers that celebrity rumors often explode because people crave entertainment, not accuracy. The more dramatic the story, the more views it gets. The more emotional the theory, the more comments it attracts. In that sense, the entire situation became a mirror reflecting the internet's own habits back at itself. People weren't reacting to Nicki or Beyoncé. They were reacting to the versions of them that existed inside the online narrative. As the days passed, more users began criticizing how easily fans brought children into the conversation. They said that dragging any celebrity's family into rumor cycles was unfair, especially when the child had nothing to do with the digital drama. Some expressed regret for engaging in theories that spiraled out of control. Others said it was a wake-up call about how quickly the internet can distort reality when people aren't careful with what they share. The situation gradually turned into a bigger conversation about digital responsibility. People began pointing out how easy it was to spread misinformation unintentionally simply by reposting something without checking its source. They noted that large fandoms often magnify confusion because passion makes every theory feel urgent. Others said that when two massive artists with powerful fan bases are involved, the potential for misunderstanding multiplies instantly. Eventually, the drama became less about Nicki and Beyoncé and more about how the internet itself creates storms out of shadows. Users started reflecting on how they contributed to the noise, how they interpreted posts without context, and how their emotional investment led them to build stories around small fragments. Some admitted they had been swept away by excitement. Others said they wouldn't trust stan edits again without checking details first. Even as new conversations started taking over the trending pages, people kept referencing the entire saga as an example of how quickly things can spiral when millions of users jump into the same rumor at once. They said the situation proved that silence doesn't always mean something, that emojis aren't codes, that lyrics aren't puzzles, that coincidence isn't evidence, and that sometimes the biggest drama online is created by the audience, not the celebrities. Yet despite the exhaustion and reflection, people couldn't deny one thing. The entire moment had shown just how powerful social media storytelling had become. Without a single confirmed statement, without any real confrontation, and without any factual development, the internet managed to build a storyline that felt real enough for millions to follow. And even though everyone knew it was fueled by speculation, the emotional pull of the saga kept them watching until the very end. And now that the entire whirlwind has spun itself into something nobody could have predicted, we're left with one undeniable truth. This moment wasn't really about Nicki or Beyoncé or Jay-Z at all. It was about how the internet can take tiny fragments, scatter them across millions of screens, and watch them transform into a full storyline that feels larger than life. Fans were shocked, emotions ran high, and the digital world became divided not because of something confirmed, but because everyone saw what they wanted to see in the silence, the emojis, the edits, and the timing. Maybe that's why this whole situation captured so much attention. It wasn't just gossip. It was the thrill of trying to decode something mysterious, even when there was nothing real to decode. The internet turned these artists into characters, turned fan theories into chapters, and turned speculation into a full drama arc. And even now, with everything still unconfirmed and based only on online chatter, people are still asking what might happen next. But here's the thing, that next chapter isn't written. It never was. The only thing we know for sure is that the online world will always create stories, especially when silence feels louder than words. And as long as millions of people are watching, refreshing, interpreting, and guessing, these moments will continue to explode in ways nobody expects. So before you head out, make sure you tap that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest rumor storm. Subscribe so you don't miss whatever twist the internet creates tomorrow, because you already know how fast these stories evolve. And drop a comment below. Tell us what you think is really going on, what you believe fans misread, and how you see this entire situation playing out. Your voice adds to the story, and trust me, we read everything.
Find out that this was trying to sacrifice my son. Everybody keeps coming for my child, and now this witch says she's gonna sacrifice him to her voodoo idols.
So apparently, Beyonce is being accused again of doing black magic. Now here's what I'm gonna say. Everybody ain't lying. I spent probably a week doing research on all the people that they were connected with, and all of them are connected to some sort of black magic.
Tonight, we're diving into one of the wildest rumor storms the internet has cooked up around Nicki Minaj, Beyoncé, and Jay-Z blogs. Stan pages and conspiracy threads are all whispering the same question. Did Nicki really hint that Beyoncé was sending dark spiritual energy toward her family? And is Jay-Z finally ready to clap back? Now, before we go any further, let's be clear. These are online claims and fan theories only. Nothing has been proven, nothing has been confirmed, and we are just breaking down what people are saying out there. Still, fans are shocked, timelines are in chaos, and emotions ran high the moment Nicki's comments, emojis, and lyrics started getting dissected like a crime scene. Some supporters are convinced she's calling out something much deeper behind the scenes. Others say the whole thing is a massive reach and that the Carters are being dragged into drama they never asked for. Tonight, we're unpacking how this rumor even started, why Papa Bear's name suddenly got pulled into the conversation, and what people are now claiming Jay-Z might do next, all while reminding you this is commentary on speculation, not a verdict on anyone's life. The internet had been restless for weeks, but nothing prepared anyone for the moment a few random comments, old lyrics, and half-decoded tweets suddenly collided into one giant storm involving Nicki Minaj, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and even Nicki's son. It all started from a handful of fan pages who stitched together tiny moments from different eras, acting like they had uncovered a hidden storyline that had been building for years. Nobody confirmed anything, nobody provided proof, yet the energy online shifted so fast that it felt like something massive had dropped overnight. What made the tension even heavier was how quickly stan communities began treating these scattered hints like they were puzzle pieces from a reality show unfolding in real time. One fan tweeted that they noticed a sudden wave of shade in Nicki's recent posts. Another claimed there were subliminal messages in old lyrics and a few edited clips together to make it seem like there was a bigger narrative brewing behind the scenes. The fact that none of this came from the artists themselves didn't matter. Once the internet got a whiff of possible conflict, the story took on a life of its own. One moment it was just discussion, and the next thing people knew, threads were talking about how some users believed Nicki had implied feeling negative energy surrounding her family. Again, nothing confirmed, only interpretations. But social media doesn't operate on clarity. It operates on tone, timing, and the emotional hype people get from predicting disaster. Users began linking anything and everything, even older interviews where Nicki mentioned feeling protective as a mother or navigating difficult spaces. Some fans twisted those comments, connecting them to unrelated moments from Beyoncé's career, as if the two women had been engaged in a silent feud that only dedicated internet detectives could notice. The wildest part was how little it took for the situation to escalate. One stan account posted a dramatic headline about spiritual tension based purely on speculation. Within hours, reaction videos popped up across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Influencers who had never met a single person involved claimed they felt something was brewing. Others said they sensed a shift in the industry. People who had been quiet for months suddenly came alive, adding their own guesses and spinning the conversation further. Then came the turning point. A resurfaced screenshot from years ago where Nicki had tweeted about people sending bad vibes her way. The tweet had nothing to do with Beyoncé or Jay-Z, but that didn't matter. Fans took the vague wording and built an entire narrative around it. Someone edited the screenshot next to Beyoncé's old tour photos, and suddenly the comment sections were filled with theories about tension between the two women. The story was no longer just tweets and emojis. It had transformed into a full-blown online saga. People kept asking why Nicki and Beyoncé hadn't addressed the noise. The silence was interpreted as confirmation, even though silence from celebrities is usually just silence. But the internet isn't patient. Every hour of no response from either side led to more dramatic takes. Some users insisted that Nicki was preparing to speak her truth. Others argued that Beyoncé's quietness was a message in itself. Neither perspective had any backing, yet both circulated like they came from insiders. As if that weren't enough, a few fan accounts claimed Jay-Z might be watching the situation closely again. Nothing credible, no real quotes. Just users projecting their own ideas, suggesting that he would step in if online chatter crossed the line. Those posts spread quickly because people love imagining behind-the-scenes meetings and hushed conversations. Suddenly, Jay-Z was part of the rumor cycle without ever saying a word. Nicki's followers felt defensive, arguing that the internet was twisting her moments into something they were never meant to be. Beyoncé supporters insisted that she was being unfairly dragged into drama she had nothing to do with. The two fandoms clashed across every platform, turning comment sections into battlegrounds. One user wrote that the situation felt like two worlds colliding, even though the artists themselves have been publicly respectful to each other in the past. But online narratives don't wait for facts. They build themselves, fueled by tone, timing, and the emotional weight of celebrity culture. Things intensified when someone posted a video claiming that a few users believed Nicki's recent comments could be interpreted as frustration with industry pressures. The video used dramatic music, cropped clips, and exaggerated commentary to make it seem like Nicki was hinting at deeper issues. The creator even added subtitles like she's tired of staying quiet, despite Nicki never saying anything of the sort. Fans treated the edit like a documentary, shared it everywhere, debated it endlessly. Other creators responded with their own analyses, all based on speculation. One TikTok user said they noticed symbolism in certain images. Another insisted the situation had been building for months. Nobody had proof. But when hundreds of videos circulate at once, they create an illusion of truth. The more people discuss a rumor, the more real it begins to feel, even if it started from nothing. Then came the exaggerated theories. Some users began claiming Nicki's protective tone toward her son suggested she felt energy shifts around him. These comments were clearly fan-made interpretations, but that distinction became blurry as the story traveled. More pages reposted the claims, using dramatic wording like something is wrong or Nicki seems unsettled. Once again, no facts. Just intense online imagination disguised as insight. Through it all, some users pointed out that Beyoncé and Jay-Z have been targets of conspiracy theories for years, with people attaching mystical narratives to the couple without evidence. Others argued that Nicki has also faced countless wild claims throughout her career. Fans on both sides were trying to pull the conversation back to reality, reminding everyone that celebrities often become playgrounds for exaggerated storytelling. But their voices were drowned out by the excitement of the unfolding rumor storm. As more posts went viral, some users began insisting that Jay-Z might eventually address the speculation. They said he doesn't tolerate his family being dragged into messy narratives and that the rising noise might push him to step in publicly. Again, nobody had actual confirmation. It was just the internet projecting what they expected him to do. The storyline grew bigger, heavier, and more dramatic, almost like watchers were waiting for a confrontation that existed only in their heads. The chaotic mix of fan suspicion, misinterpreted lyrics, resurfaced tweets, and old Stan wars created a perfect storm for confusion. People were no longer discussing what happened. They were discussing what they imagined could happen. And somehow, that became even louder than the truth. The online conversation turned into a massive maze, where every emoji, every silence, every unrelated post was treated like a clue to a mystery that nobody could actually explain. As the online noise kept growing, it became clear that the situation wasn't just feeding off drama anymore. It was feeding off confusion. People were trying so hard to understand a story that had